While the Methodist Church would eventually split in 1844 over the question of slavery between northern churches and southern churches, particularly the question of whether a bishop could own slaves, one has to note that George Whitefield also was a slave owner. The legacy of slavery has been a stain in Methodist history. Methodists would go on to fight each other in the Civil War over the question of slavery. In 1939, Methodists came back together to reunite. And in 1968, the Evangelical United Brethren united with the Methodist Episcopal Church. However, one of the legacies of the reunion in 1939 was the formation of the Central Jurisdiction. The Central Jurisdiction was a jurisdiction for Black churches all across America, from Boston to Miami to San Diego to Seattle. And as a requirement of joining the Methodist Episcopal Church, the Evangelical United Brethren demanded that the central jurisdiction be disbanded. However, the damage had been done. Much like what had happened to Richard Allen in the selling of his church, the Methodist Church in the 20th and the 21st century had a legacy of selling Black churches. According to a pastor in Atlanta, some of the charges that the Methodist Episcopal Church had against Black churches was to take their clergy away and offer them higher salaries by putting them in positions in the connection, selling Black church properties in predominantly Black cities and towns, charging the same percentage of apportionments from Black and white churches, despite Black income and wealth being significantly lower than that of whites, selling Black congregation the properties of white churches, which are too expensive to maintain, and selling Black built properties after churches close, with the annual conference getting the money instead of using it to minister to those left in the community. This stain has left a bitter taste in the mouth of many Black Methodists all across the country. But in the 1960s, an answer would come.